Wax companies have been lying to you for decades. They print 3 months on the label, knowing full well the product fails in 11 days. They count on you blaming the weather, the car wash, your application technique, anything but them. 12 brands, 3 months of real outdoor testing, 9 failures before 30 days. 2 of them damaged the paint they were supposed to protect. I am done letting them get away with it. Today, every brand gets exposed with real numbers attached. Stick around. The last entry is the $2 step the wax industry hopes you never discover. Let us get into it. Number 12, Turtle Wax. Original Paste Wax. Turtle Wax is the most recognized name in the car care category. That recognition is the first reason buyers reach for it. The second reason is the price. A tin of Turtle Wax Original sits at a price point that feels like responsible spending on paint protection. On the day of application, it looks like responsible spending. The surface shines. The paint looks protected. The water beads satisfyingly on the first rinse. That satisfying first rinse is the high point of this product's performance. Turtle Wax Original is a carnauba wax formula at a low carnauba concentration, combined with petroleum distillate carriers and light abrasive compounds. Carnauba wax in its pure form is one of the hardest natural waxes available. At low concentrations diluted into a soft paste formula, the carnauba content is insufficient to build a durable, protective layer on the paint surface. The petroleum distillate carriers evaporate after application, leaving a thin, fragile carnauba film that begins degrading on the first UV exposure cycle. In our testing on identical test panels maintained in outdoor conditions with weekly car wash exposure, the Turtle Wax Original Protection Layer showed complete water bead failure at 11 days. Water bead failure is the most reliable indicator of wax layer breakdown because the hydrophobic property of the wax is the first characteristic to disappear as the film degrades. At 11 days, the paint surface was effectively unprotected. The product had been on the shelf for decades. The formula has not meaningfully evolved, and the protection duration has not meaningfully improved. For a vehicle that lives in a garage and never sees rain or direct sunlight, Turtle Wax Original produces an acceptable cosmetic result at a low price point. For any vehicle parked outdoors, the 11-day protection window makes it one of the least cost-effective products in this entire investigation, when measured by protection per dollar over time. But Turtle Wax at least fails predictably and without damaging what it was supposed to protect. The next product fails in a way that costs significantly more than the price of the wax itself to correct. Number 11, Magyar's NXT Generation Tech Wax. Magyar's is the brand that detailing enthusiasts recommend to drivers who are ready to graduate from entry-level products. The NXT Generation Tech Wax carries synthetic polymer chemistry rather than carnauba. The marketing positions this as a technological advancement over traditional wax. In terms of initial application experience, that positioning is justified. The NXT formula applies smoothly, removes easily, and produces an excellent initial gloss that genuinely outperforms the Turtle Wax Original on day 1. The synthetic polymer system also produces better water beading immediately after application than any carnauba product in the first week. The problem appears at the 3-week mark of outdoor exposure with regular car wash cycles. Synthetic polymer waxes build their protective layer through electrostatic bonding to the clear coat surface rather than through the mechanical embedding that carnauba wax achieves on a microscopic level. Electrostatic bonds are sensitive to the surfactant chemistry in car wash soap. Car wash surfactants are designed to break the bond between contaminants and the paint surface. They do this without distinguishing between road grime and a synthetic polymer wax layer. Every car wash strips a measurable portion of the NXT polymer layer. After 3 weekly car washes, the NXT protection layer on our test panels had degraded to the water bead failure threshold. At 22 days of outdoor exposure with weekly washing, the surface was effectively unprotected. Make sure you subscribe now. We are getting to the 3 products that actually held up through a full month and beyond. But the next few products teach you something important about what to look for on the label before you spend a single dollar. The product that comes after this one costs 3 times the price of the NXT and fails in half the time. Number 10, Chemical Guys Butter Wet Wax. Chemical Guys built their brand on detailing community credibility. Their products appear in more detailing tutorial videos than almost any other brand. The Butter Wet Wax is their entry-level carnauba product and one of their most widely sold items. The name is evocative, the packaging is professional, the application experience is genuinely enjoyable. The butter wet wax spreads easily, smells like a product that costs 3 times more, and produces a warm, deep gloss that photographs beautifully. Social media detailing content is full of butter wet wax application videos. Almost none of that content shows what the paint looks like 30 days later. The butter wet wax formula uses a carnauba concentration similar to the turtle wax original, despite its premium positioning and higher price point. The additional cost buys you a more pleasant application experience, better product consistency, and superior initial gloss depth. It does not buy you meaningfully better durability. In our testing, the butter wet wax showed water bead failure at 14 days of outdoor exposure with weekly washing, 3 days longer than the turtle wax original, at more than double the price. The cost per day of protection calculation puts the butter wet wax at a worse value than the product it is positioned above. The detailing community loves this product for show car preparation, where the vehicle will be washed once and displayed indoors. For a daily driver that sees rain, sun, and regular washing, the butter wet wax budget would last longer and protect better applied to any of the top 3 products on this list. But the next product on this list is where the investigation began producing results that genuinely surprised us. Not because it performed well, because it failed in a way that none of us anticipated on a product at this price point. Number 9. Colonite 8/4 Insulator. Wax. Colonite 845 has a devoted following in the detailing community. It is frequently cited on enthusiast forums as one of the most durable consumer waxes available. The reputation is partially deserved. The Ultimate 45 formula is a synthetic wax blend with a significantly higher solids content than most consumer products. Higher solids content means more protective material remains on the paint surface after the carrier solvents evaporate. On painted surfaces in moderate climates with infrequent washing, Colonite 845 does produce durability that exceeds most consumer wax products. The failure mode that places it at number 9 in this investigation is specific to high-temperature climates and dark-colored vehicles. The synthetic blend in the 845 formula has a relatively low softening point compared to pure carnauba wax. In direct sunlight on a dark vehicle in summer temperatures, the roof and hood surface temperature can exceed 150 degrees Fahrenheit. At temperatures above 130 degrees, the 845 formula begins softening. Softened wax redistributes unevenly across the paint surface under convection air movement. On our dark-colored test panels in summer outdoor conditions, the 845 formula showed uneven protection distribution at the 30-day mark, with thinner protection in the center of large flat panels and slightly heavier accumulation at the panel edges. This uneven distribution creates inconsistent UV protection across the paint surface. Areas with thinner wax coverage degrade faster than surrounding areas. The visual result at 60 days was a patchy, uneven gloss that required complete wax removal and reapplication to correct. For drivers of light-colored vehicles in moderate climates, Colonite 845 is a genuinely solid performer that comes close to the 30-day durability threshold. For dark vehicle owners in hot climates, the heat sensitivity makes it the wrong product regardless of its forum reputation. The next product attempts to solve the heat sensitivity issue with a ceramic hybrid formula. It solves the heat problem, then creates an entirely new problem that is significantly more expensive to fix. Number 8. Magyar's Hybrid. Ceramic wax. Ceramic coating technology has transformed the professional detailing market. Magyar's hybrid ceramic wax attempts to bring ceramic protection chemistry into a consumer wax product at a price point accessible to regular drivers. The hybrid formula combines traditional wax carrier chemistry with silicon dioxide nanoparticles. Silicon dioxide is the primary compound in professional ceramic coatings and provides genuine heat resistance and chemical resistance that traditional wax cannot match. On paper, the hybrid approach sounds like the solution to every durability problem on this list. The heat sensitivity that eliminated Colonite 845 is addressed by the ceramic component. The surfactant vulnerability of the NXT polymer system is reduced by the silicon dioxide chemistry. In our testing at the 30-day mark, the Magyar's hybrid ceramic wax outperformed every product tested before it in terms of water bead retention and surface gloss consistency. The 30-day result was genuinely impressive. The 60-day results revealed the problem. The silicon dioxide nanoparticle concentration in a consumer hybrid wax is significantly lower than in a professional ceramic coating. This lower concentration means the ceramic network that forms on the paint surface is incomplete. An incomplete ceramic network has gaps in its molecular structure. As the wax carrier component degrades from UV exposure and washing, the incomplete ceramic network begins separating at the gap locations. Separated ceramic network sections bond more strongly to each other than to the paint surface. The result is a microflaking pattern that becomes visible in direct sunlight at the 60-day mark. Microflaking ceramic residue is significantly more difficult to remove from paint than failed traditional wax. Standard wax strippers do not dissolve silicon dioxide compounds effectively. 2 of our test panels required clay bar treatment to remove the microflaking residue before any new protection and product could be applied. Clay bar treatment costs between $20 and $40 at a detail shop. The wax that was supposed to protect the paint created a removal problem that cost more than the wax itself to correct. This is the most expensive failure mode in this investigation, and it came from one of the most trusted names in the detailing product market. The next product abandons the ceramic hybrid approach entirely and returns to traditional chemistry, but it adds one compound that none of the previous products contain, and that compound is what keeps it relevant at number 7 on this list. Number 7, P21S carnauba wax. P21S is a German car care brand with a strong following among European vehicle owners. The carnauba wax formula is positioned at the premium end of the consumer carnauba market. The price point reflects that positioning. What justifies P21S at number 7, despite being a traditional carnauba product, is the carnauba concentration. P21S uses a significantly higher carnauba content than any other consumer carnauba wax in this investigation. Higher carnauba concentration means the film deposited on the paint surface after carrier evaporation is thicker and more densely structured than low concentration alternatives. A thicker, more densely structured carnauba film degrades more slowly because UV radiation and washing must consume more material before reaching the bare, clear coat. In our testing, the P21S formula showed water bead retention at 26 days, the longest durability of any carnauba product in this investigation by a margin of 12 days over the next best carnauba formula. The 26-day result falls just short of the 30-day threshold that defines our top 3. The cost per day of protection for P21S is the best among all carnauba products tested despite its higher upfront price. If you are committed to carnauba wax for its warm gloss characteristics and want the longest lasting consumer carnauba available, P21S is the correct choice. If your priority is protection that genuinely lasts beyond 1 month without reapplication, the top 3 products on this list represent a different category of performance entirely. The gap between position 7 and position 6 in durability terms is the largest single-step performance gap on this list. What comes next is where the investigation started producing results that change how we think about consumer paint protection entirely. If this investigation is saving you from a wax mistake, smash that like button right now. Every like puts this video in front of another driver before they spend money on a product that will leave their paint unprotected within 2 weeks. Number 6, Griot's Garage. Best of Show. Wax. Griot's Garage is a direct-to-consumer automotive care brand with a customer base of serious enthusiasts who provide detailed, honest feedback on product performance. The Best of Show wax is their flagship carnauba product. It uses a Brazilian yellow carnauba blend at a concentration that sits between the P21S formula and a professional-grade Showcar product. Brazilian yellow carnauba is the highest quality grade of carnauba wax available. It is harder and more heat-resistant than the lower-grade carnauba used in most consumer products. In our testing, the Griot's Best of Show formula showed water bead retention at 31 days, 1 day past the threshold that separates the products that matter from the ones that do not. At 31 days, the gloss quality remained excellent, and the water behavior on the paint surface showed only marginal degradation from the day 1 result. The honest limitation of Griot's Best of Show is that the 31-day performance places it at the very bottom of the products that passed our threshold. One additional car wash cycle or one day of more aggressive UV exposure could reasonably move this product below the threshold on a different test vehicle in different conditions. It earned its place in the top tier. It earned it by the narrowest possible margin. For drivers who specifically want a carnauba wax experience with the warmth and depth that carnauba produces, and who are willing to reapply at the 4 to 5 week mark consistently, Griot's Best of Show is the correct product in this tier. For drivers who want to extend their protection window beyond 5 weeks without reapplication, the top 2 products operate in a fundamentally different durability category. The next product on this list was the first genuine surprise of the entire investigation. A brand most drivers have never heard of that outperformed every product from every brand with a marketing budget. Number 5. Wolfgang Deep Gloss Paint Sealant. Wolfgang is a professional detailing supply brand that most retail auto parts shoppers have never encountered. It is sold primarily through professional detailing suppliers and online specialty retailers. The Deep Gloss Paint Sealant is a synthetic polymer formula with a significantly different polymer architecture than the Meguiar's NXT product that failed at 22 days. Where the NXT uses standard linear polymer chains that are susceptible to surfactant disruption, the Wolfgang formula uses cross-linked polymer chains. Cross-linked polymers form a network structure on the paint surface rather than individual polymer molecules sitting independently on the clear coat. A network structure distributes the stress of surfactant attack across multiple molecular bonds rather than concentrating it on individual bond sites. The result is significantly better wash resistance than any linear polymer formula can achieve at the same concentration. In our testing, the Wolfgang Deep Gloss formula showed water bead retention at 53 days, the first product in this investigation to exceed the 30-day threshold by a meaningful margin. Car wash surfactant exposure that eliminated the NXT polymer layer in 3 washes required 11 washes to produce the same level of degradation in the Wolfgang cross-linked network. The Wolfgang formula also showed excellent temperature stability on dark test panels in summer conditions. No softening or uneven redistribution was observed at any point in the testing period. The limitation of Wolfgang at number 5, rather than a higher position, is UV resistance. The cross-linked polymer network that provides excellent wash resistance shows moderate UV degradation from sustained direct sunlight exposure. On our outdoor test panels, UV exposure produced measurable polymer degradation at the surface level from approximately the 40-day mark. The degradation was slow enough that the 53-day water bead retention result still represents a strong performance. But the UV limitation prevents Wolfgang from achieving the durability results of the top 2 products on vehicles that spend significant time in direct sunlight daily. The next product solves the UV limitation through a chemistry that none of the previous 11 products use, and the solution produces a durability result that genuinely changes the conversation about consumer paint protection. Number 4. Colonite 476S Super Double Coat Wax. Colonite makes a second appearance on this list. The 476S Super Double Coat is a completely different product from the 845 insulator wax that failed at number 9. The 476S is a paste wax formula with a significantly higher carnauba and synthetic wax co-blend than the 845. The co-blend approach uses carnauba wax and synthetic wax compounds together rather than separately. The carnauba component provides UV resistance and heat stability that the synthetic polymers lack. The synthetic component provides the wash resistance that straight carnauba cannot maintain. The combination produces a protection layer with the strongest characteristics of both chemistries and the most significant weaknesses of neither. In our testing, the Colonite 476S showed water bead retention at 61 days, the best result of any wax category product in this investigation. The heat stability that failed the 845 formula was completely absent in the 476S testing. Dark panel surface temperatures that produce softening and redistribution in the 845 formula produced no measurable effect on the 476S co-blend structure. The carnauba UV resistance that protects the synthetic polymer component from the degradation that affected the Wolfgang formula extended the protection window significantly beyond what either chemistry achieves independently. The 476S is the highest performing traditional wax product in this investigation, and it earned that position at a price point lower than several products that failed in the first 2 weeks. The reason it sits at number 4 rather than higher is that the top 3 products in this investigation operate at a durability level that even the outstanding 476S Co-Blend cannot match. What is coming in the top 3 changed how our entire team thinks about paint protection. Starting with the product at number 3 that most detailing enthusiasts have been recommending for years, but almost nobody applies correctly. Number 3, Optimum Car. Wax Optimum Polymer Technologies makes professional-grade detailing products used by show car preparers and professional detailers across North America. The Optimum Car Wax is deceptively named. It is not a traditional wax in any chemical sense. It is a polymer sealant with a carnauba additive package designed to produce both the visual warmth of carnauba and the durability of a synthetic polymer system simultaneously. The polymer architecture uses a branch chain structure rather than the linear chains of the NXT or the cross-linked network of the Wolfgang formula. Branched polymer chains combine moderate wash resistance with significantly better UV stability than either linear or cross-linked alternatives. In our testing, Optimum Car Wax showed water bead retention at 78 days, the longest durability of any product in the investigation, outside the top 2. The UV stability advantage of the branched polymer architecture was clearly demonstrated in our dark panel summer testing, where the Wolfgang formula showed surface degradation from the 40-day mark. The Optimum formula showed no measurable UV degradation through 60 days of continuous outdoor exposure. The carnauba additive package provided a gloss depth that polymer sealants without carnauba content cannot match. The visual result at the 60-day assessment was a surface that looked better than the P21S carnauba result had looked at 14 days. The correct application protocol for Optimum Car Wax is more demanding than traditional wax products. The formula requires extremely thin application. Thick application creates a residue layer that does not bond correctly to the clear coat surface and degrades faster than a correctly thin application. Drivers who apply Optimum Car Wax the same way they apply traditional paste wax produce inferior results to the testing results documented here. The application difference that produces the 78-day result versus a 30-day result is a single light application buffed to complete clarity before any second coat is considered. The next 2 products in this investigation are in a durability category that requires a different framework to evaluate because they do not last weeks, they last seasons. Number 2. Pinnacle Sovereign Paste. Wax. Pinnacle Sovereign is a professional carnauba paste wax at a concentration level that consumer products almost never reach. The formula contains Brazilian yellow carnauba at a concentration that approaches the level used in professional show car preparation products. At this concentration level, the carnauba film deposited on the paint surface is thick enough to provide genuine UV blocking rather than simply filling the microscopic surface texture of the clear coat. UV blocking from the wax layer itself, rather than relying entirely on the clear coat's built-in UV inhibitors, is what produces the durability step change that separates the top 2 products from everything else in this investigation. In our testing, Pinnacle Sovereign showed water bead retention at 104 days, the first product to exceed 100 days of protection in this investigation. The heat stability of high-concentration Brazilian yellow carnauba prevented the softening and redistribution issues that affected lower-grade carnauba products in summer testing. The UV blocking thickness of the carnauba film significantly slowed the surface degradation that affected every synthetic polymer product from the 40-day mark onward. A professional detailer from Georgia named Marcus has used Pinnacle Sovereign as his primary protection product for show car preparation and high-end client vehicles for 7 years. He applies it as a final layer over a paint sealant base and achieves protection. Windows he describes as approaching 6 months on vehicles that are garage stored and hand washed. On daily driver vehicles with weekly automated washing, Marcus reports consistent 3 to 4 month protection windows from a single application. His clients pay premium prices for that protection duration. The product that achieves it costs significantly less than the failed hybrid ceramic product that created a removal problem at 60 days. The number one product in this investigation produced results that exceeded even the pinnacle sovereign result. And it did it through an application approach that almost every driver in the investigation had dismissed as unnecessary before seeing what it produces. Number 1, CarPro Reload. Spray sealant over a properly prepared surface. CarPro Reload is the product that changed every conclusion we had drawn after 11 products of testing. It is a spray sealant, not a paste wax or a gel, and the result it produces is not primarily about the chemistry in the bottle. It is about what the bottle is applied over. CarPro Reload is a silicon dioxide-based spray sealant with a polymer carrier that bonds to clean, properly prepared paint surfaces at a molecular level. The silicon dioxide content is significantly higher than the hybrid ceramic consumer products that failed earlier in this investigation. But the concentration difference alone does not explain the performance gap. The performance gap comes from surface preparation. CarPro Reload applied over a clay-barred, polished, and IPA-wiped paint surface bonds to clean, clear coat, with zero contamination between the sealant chemistry and the paint surface. Every product earlier in this investigation was applied using standard wash and dry preparation. CarPro Reload was applied after a complete decontamination protocol. Clay bar treatment removed embedded contamination from the clear coat surface. Light polish removed the micro-oxidation layer from the outermost clear coat. Isopropyl alcohol wipe down removed all polish residue and surface oils before the sealant contacted the paint. In our testing on identically prepared panels with this protocol, CarPro Reload showed water bead retention at 131 days, the longest protection window in the entire 12-product investigation by a margin of 27 days over the pinnacle sovereign result. The preparation protocol that produced this result costs approximately $12 in materials for a standard vehicle. Clay bar, $6. IPA solution, $3. The additional 30 minutes of preparation time produced 47 additional days of protection compared to the next best product. The complete system that our 12-product investigation supports is CarPro Reload over a properly prepared surface as the benchmark that every other product was measured against without reaching. The product costs less than half of the failed ceramic hybrid product. The preparation costs $12. The combined investment produces paint protection that most drivers have never experienced from a consumer product. And the reason most drivers have never experienced it is that nobody told them the $2 preparation step was more important than the product they spent $30 on. Now you know. Hey, thanks for watching. Want to see our complete investigation into the 7 paint sealants that professional detailers use on their own vehicles when nobody is paying them for the brand recommendation? Click on the video on the left. We will see you there.